Kali Linux has over 600 tools installed on it. 600. And every single YouTube video shows you the same 5. Nmap, Metasploit, Wireshark, Hydra, Burp Suite. Those are great, don't get me wrong. But today we're going somewhere different. I'm talking about the tools that are just sitting there in Kali Linux. Quiet, powerful, and completely ignored by most people. The ones that professionals actually use on real jobs. The ones that, when you demo them in front of someone, make them go, wait, how did you just do that? 7 tools. Beginner-friendly, no complicated setup. And every single one of them still works perfectly in 2026. Let's go. Everything in this video is for learning and ethical hacking only. Only use these tools on your own systems, your own lab, or systems you have full written permission to test. Using these tools on someone else's network without permission is illegal, period. Learn it right, do it right. Netcat is one of the simplest tools in Kali Linux, and also one of the most powerful. It opens a connection between 2 computers and lets data flow between them. That's literally it. But because of how flexible that is, people use it for dozens of different things. Sending files between computers, checking if a port is open, creating a chat between 2 machines, and, the thing ethical hackers use it for most, reverse shells. A reverse shell means you get a target machine to connect back to you and give you a command line. You type commands on your computer and they execute on the other machine. Sounds wild, right? But the concept is dead simple. 2 computers, 1 connection, data goes back and forth. Why it still works in 2026? Because the internet still runs on the same fundamental communication protocols it always has. As long as computers talk to each other over networks, Netcat works. Command is as simple as nc-lvnp4444. That's it. You're listening for a connection on port 4444. That's Netcat. Tool number 2, Netdiscover, the network roll call. Think about a teacher taking attendance at the start of class. They call out every name, and each student says, present. Netdiscover does the same thing, but for every device on a network. You run it on your network, and it goes around asking every possible IP address. Hey, are you there? And the devices that are there respond. In seconds, you get a full list. Every phone, laptop, printer, smart TV, router, every single thing connected to that network, with their IP address and the manufacturer of their network card. This is called network discovery, and it's literally the first thing any ethical hacker does when they start testing a network. Before you can find vulnerabilities, you have to know what's there. The beautiful thing about Netdiscover is that it's passive friendly. It can run quietly without making a ton of noise on the network, and it's gorgeous to watch when it runs. Devices just start appearing on screen one by one. Why it still works in 2026? Every network, no matter how modern, still uses ARP, the protocol Netdiscover uses to find devices. It's as fundamental as it gets. Tool number 3, Gobuster, the door finder. You know how when you go to a website, you see stuff like /home or /about or /contact in the URL? Those are directories, basically folders on the website. But here's the thing, every website has hidden folders too. An /admin page, a /backup folder, an old /test directory the developer forgot to delete. These pages aren't linked anywhere. You'd never accidentally find them by clicking around. Gobuster finds them. It takes a list of thousands of common directory names and tries them all against a website, one after another, incredibly fast. Anytime the website says, yes, that exists, Gobuster flags it. You end up with a list of hidden pages that the website owner probably doesn't realize are visible. In bug bounty hunting and ethical hacking, this is often where the gold is. Old admin panels that still work. Backup files that contain sensitive information, development environments accidentally left online. Why it still works in 2026. Developers are human. Forgetting to remove test directories and old pages is as common in 2026 as it's ever been. Command: Gobuster dir-u http://target.com-w/usr/share/derb/common.txt. Point it at a target, give it a word list, watch it find doors. Tool number 4, WPScan, the WordPress X-ray. Here's a fact that will surprise you. About 43% of all websites in the world are built on WordPress. That's almost half the internet. Your local restaurant's website, small business shops, blogs, news sites, almost half WordPress. WPScan is a scanner built specifically for WordPress. You point it at a WordPress website and it tells you everything. What version of WordPress is running, what plugins are installed, which of those plugins have known security vulnerabilities, user accounts it can find, and weak spots in the configuration. It's like having an X-ray machine for a WordPress site. You can see everything inside from the outside. This is incredibly useful because WordPress vulnerabilities are one of the most common ways websites get compromised in the real world. Outdated plugins are everywhere, and WPScan finds them in seconds. Why it still works in 2026? WordPress still runs 43% of the internet. Outdated plugins are still the #1 attack vector for website compromises. WPScan is as relevant today as it's ever been. Tool number 5, Steghide, the secret message hider. This one is genuinely mind-blowing the first time you see it. Stay with me. You know how spies in old movies would hide secret messages inside normal-looking things? A letter that looks like a grocery list, but has invisible ink between the lines. That's steganography, hiding information inside other information. Steghide does exactly that, but digitally. It lets you hide any file inside an image or audio file. You take a normal-looking photo of, let's say, a cat, and you hide a secret text file inside it. The photo still looks exactly the same. You can send it to anyone. They see a cat. But with Steghide and the right password, you can pull the hidden file right back out. Ethical hackers use this for understanding how attackers communicate covertly and hide data. Forensic investigators use it to find hidden files in images recovered from suspects. And security researchers test systems for hidden data, using tools exactly like this. Why it still works in 2026. Data hiding has never been more relevant. Steganography is actively used in real malware to smuggle instructions past security systems. Knowing how it works is essential. Every photo you take has invisible information attached to it, stuff you never see, and most people have no idea it's there. When your phone takes a photo, it automatically buries information into the file. What device took it, the exact date and time, sometimes the GPS coordinates of exactly where you were standing, the camera settings, the software version. This is called metadata. ExifTool reads all of it. You give it any image file, and it dumps out everything hidden inside. And the things it finds are wild. People have accidentally exposed their home address by posting a photo taken at home. Companies have leaked internal server information through documents they published publicly. ExifTool is the tool that finds all of it. For security researchers, it's about understanding what data leaks out of files before they're shared publicly. For journalists, it's about verifying the authenticity of images. For ethical hackers, it's reconnaissance gold. Why it still works in 2026. Cameras and phones still embed metadata by default. Most people still don't know it's there. The data keeps leaking. Command: exiftoolphoto.jpg. Run it on any image you've taken with your phone. You might be surprised what comes back. Tool number 7, Searchsploit, the exploit library in your pocket. Last one. And this one is genuinely underrated. You know how when a security researcher finds a vulnerability in a piece of software, they usually publish a write-up about it? Those write-ups, and the actual exploit code, get collected in a massive database called the exploit database. It has vulnerabilities and exploits for tens of thousands of software versions, going back decades. Searchsploit lets you search that entire database from your Kali Linux terminal, completely offline, no internet needed. You type the name of any software and a version number, and Searchsploit tells you every known vulnerability and exploit that's been published for it, in seconds. So if you're testing a system and you find an old version of Apache, or a specific version of a CMS, or literally any software, you type it into Searchsploit and it tells you, here's what's known about this version. Here's the vulnerability. Here's where the research lives. This is how ethical hackers connect what they find during reconnaissance to what's actually exploitable in a controlled lab environment. Why it still works in 2026. Old software never disappears. Companies run outdated systems for years. The exploit database keeps growing. Searchsploit keeps being the fastest way to check what's known. Drop a like if this helped, subscribe for more content like this, and tell me in the comments, which of these 7 was completely new to you? I'm genuinely curious. See you in the next one.